Hello and namaste. Welcome to Edison Nepal. This channel serves you interesting social, historical, and natural aspects of Nepal, including other fascinating information. Please like, share, and subscribe, and provide your feedback in the comment section below. This video is the third part of a series where we have shared the information on the history of politics in Nepal. In this third episode of this series, let's find out about the Rana regime. Before we jump into the detail of this episode, let's find out about the powers that ruled Nepal. Please click here to check our first and second episodes. Let's begin about the Rana regime. The death of Prithvinarayan Shah in 1775 set in motion a string of succession struggles, infighting, assassinations, feuding, and intrigue that culminated in the Kot massacre in 1846. This bloody night was engineered by the young Kshetri noble Jung Bahadur. It catapulted his family into power and sidelined the Shah dynasty. Ambitious and ruthless Jung Bahadur organized, with the queen's consent, for his soldiers to massacre several hundred of the most important men in the kingdom, noblemen, soldiers, and courtiers. While they were assembled in the courtyard adjoining Kathmandu's Darbar Square, he then exiled 6,000 members of their families to prevent revenge attacks. Jung Bahadur took the title of Prime Minister and changed his family name to the more prestigious Rana. He later extended his title to Maharaj, King, and decreed it hereditary. The Ranas became a second royal family within the kingdom and held the reins of power. The Shah kings became listless figureheads, requiring permission even to leave their palace. The hereditary family of Rana prime ministers held power for more than a century, eventually intermarrying with the Shahs. Development in Nepal stagnated, although the country did manage to preserve its independence. Only on rare occasions were visitors allowed into Nepal. Jung Bahadur Rana traveled to Europe in 1850, attended the opera and the races at Epsom, and brought back a taste for neoclassical architecture, examples of which can be seen in Kathmandu today. To the Rana's credit, sati, the Hindu practice of casting a widow on her husband's funeral pyre, was abolished in 1920. 60,000 slaves were released from bondage and a school and a college were established in Kathmandu. But while the Ranas and their relations lived lives of opulent luxury, their peasants in the hills were locked in a medieval existence. Modernization began to dawn on Kathmandu with the opening of the Beer Hospital, Nepal's first in 1889, the first piped water system, limited electricity, and the constructions of the huge Singhdarbar Palace. In 1923, Britain formally acknowledged Nepal's independence, and in 1930, the Kingdom of Gurkha was renamed the Kingdom of Nepal, reflecting a growing sense of national consciousness. The arrival of the Indian Railway line at the Nepali border greatly aided the transportation of goods, but sounded a death knell for the caravan trade that bartered Nepali grain and rice for Tibetan salt. The trans-border trade suffered another setback when the British opened a second, more direct trade route with Tibet through Sikkim's Chumbi Valley. The real nail in the coffin came in 1966 when the Chinese closed the border to local trade. Elsewhere in the region, dramatic changes were taking place. The Nepalese supplied logistical help during Britain's invasion of Tibet in 1903, and over 300,000 Nepalese fought in World War I and World War II, garnering a total of 13 Victoria Crosses, Britain's highest military honor, for their efforts. After World War II, India gained its independence and the Communist Revolution took place in China. Tibetan refugees fled into Nepal in the first of several waves when the new People's Republic of China tightened its grip on Tibet, and Nepal became a buffer zone between the two rival Asian giants. At the same time, King Tribhuvan, forgotten in his palace, was being primed to overthrow the Ranas. Dear friends, thank you very much for watching this video. As I have mentioned you earlier, this is the third episode of the series brought to you by Edison Nepal on the political history of Nepal. Click here for other related videos, and do not forget to watch our next video that continues on the political history of Nepal. Please provide your valuable feedbacks. Thank you and stay tuned.